Hi everybody. So just before we go onwards, a few quick updates on any changes that have come since the last meeting. So I've got open the Mekong Delta Cambodia example. The first one is in module 1.2. There was still a lot of confusion there around doing a whole of system or if you wanted to do one crop. So just as an example now, if we were to change the rice wet season from 95 to 40, instead of saying you cannot progress because you do not have enough coverage, it still acknowledges that in a particular season, you've got more than 10% of area under crops. However, it says, if you're doing a full systems analysis, you should return to module 1.1 and add additional crops, but it doesn't stop you from progressing now. So that's to help people who are a bit confused. Note that it's still accounting for this in the hectares. So we still need the proportions to be right. So if you're just doing one crop, it might just be 60% rice and 40% other. But make sure that you are thinking in terms of that total land area cultivation. The other big change, and that this came from a discussion that we had right at the very end of week 2's training call, and that's in modules 2.3 through 2.10. Now, the wording in this second part has changed to try and accommodate the different discussions that we've had. So before it was a percentage of the next 10 years, and that doesn't make sense if we're only talking about the next 10 years. So what I've done here is try to simplify this and make sure that everybody really understands what we're trying to understand here. So the new wording is, over the next 10 years, in how many years will you expect each of the below 4 outcomes in relation to regional production of crop in season? So for instance, for drought, in how many years do you not expect drought to have an impact on rice in the dry season? If you put 1, it means that means you expect 9 out of the next 10 years to have an impact from drought, and then you would break it between the 3 categories of some, significant, and catastrophic. So same now, if you put in more than 10 years, it will say error sums to more than 10 years. So just to be really clear about this, we're envisaging the next 10 years and how we think a particular climate challenge will occur over the next 10 years. Of course, we can't know that, but this is how we have to look at our vulnerability through the expectations of what may happen in the coming 10 years. There's also a little bit more clarification in part 1 there around how you exclude some areas of land. For instance, lowlands and highlands will be affected differently by different climate challenges. So those are the 2 major changes that have occurred in this update.